Today we're going to take a look at the top 5 best counties for Donald Trump that were won by Kamala Harris. We already did the same thing the other way around. Today we're going to see where Trump came up just short. So let's get on Wikipedia and start with number 5. This is going to be in Wisconsin. We've got Greene County. And as always, it's going to be highlighted in red on the map at the right. And this is in the southwestern part of the state. It's just on the edge of the driftless area. And the population of this county is 37,000. So not exactly a ton of people, but it is next to Dane County, where the state capital is. Now let's go down here and take a look at the demographics. Here, as of 2020, the racial makeup is 92.5% white, less than 1% black, and about 4% Hispanic. And it doesn't have any recent household income data on here, but the total population through the decades has either been steady or slightly increased. There hasn't been a decline here in about 100 years. So this is exactly the part of the state with demographics that have moved away from the Democrats and toward Trump in recent elections. So if we go down here and take a look at the results, again in this video we're taking a look at the best counties for Trump, but he still lost and were won by Harris. So Trump here got 49.12, not bad at all, but Harris got a little bit more. She's at 49.39. So this county keeps its blue streak going all the way back through 1992. Before that, it convincingly voted for Republican candidates, but as recently as 2012, Barack Obama won this county by about 17.5 points, so it was not at all competitive. But 4 years later in 16, that's when we saw the dramatic shifts. It narrowed all the way up to less than a 2.5 point win for Hillary Clinton. That's a dramatic shift, and that's a big reason why Trump was able to win the state. Now in 2020, it did shift a little bit blue. Biden got it back over 50%, but the margin was still only 3%. Now it's narrowed up even more. Just about a quarter-point margin of victory for Kamala Harris. This is an ideal place to take a look at in future elections in this state. Will these formerly blue, relatively rural counties continue to move toward the Republicans, or will they go back toward the Dems after Trump is out of office? It'll be fun to find out, but let's move on to number 4. We're going to head over to New York, and we've got Broome County. Now here's an upstate county that's located on the border with Pennsylvania, and there's a lot more people here than Greene County. We're at just under 200,000 people, and the county seat is Binghamton. So let's see what we've got here for the population. In 2020, the white population is 78.6, black population 5.8, Asian 4.7, and Hispanic at 5.2. Again, the most recent household income data is not here on Wikipedia, so I don't think it's really all that useful to go back here to 2000, where it shows it at 35,347. Now the overall population here has started to dip. It was over 200,000, going all the way back through 1960. So it's a bit of a drop, but so far nothing dramatic. So how do these demographics translate into the last election? Well, here Trump was at 49.17. Again, good but not good enough. Harris got it with 49.59. So here Trump a little bit better than number 5, Greene County, but Harris again did even better. Now here we've also got a different voting pattern than Greene County. Trump actually won this county in 2016. It was only by 2 points, but that's the only time it's gone red. Going back through 1988, Reagan in 84 was the last Republican to carry it before Trump, but the peak performance for the Dems here was in 2008, where Obama got 53.1, so it's not overwhelming, and there's far less of a dramatic shift here toward Trump like we just saw in number 5. So after Biden flipped the county back in 2020 and won it by 3.5, it only goes for Harris by a half a point last time. And like we see in so many counties, it mentions here that the Democratic strength is going to be primarily in Binghamton and its suburbs, Republicans dominating the rest of the county. And if you look down here at the legislature, this kind of underscores how divided the county is. You've got a good chunk here of both Republicans and Democrats. And the voter registration data here is a little outdated, but back in 2020, Dems were at 37.59, Republicans 33.97. So another narrowly divided county that was claimed by Harris. Let's go to number 3. This is going to be in North Carolina. This is Wilson County. Now, this county is located here. It's about an hour east of Raleigh, and the population is at 78,784. Let's go down into the demographics. The population had a white plurality at 45.8, black at 37.9, Hispanic 11.5. Here, the total population has started to drop off a little bit from 2010, but prior to that, this county saw steady growth. And here we've got a median household income of $33,116. So with those numbers, in the last election, Donald Trump got 49.32. But Harris came out on top with about a half a point more at 49.72, and this county is blue going back through 2008. So 5 straight elections here for the Dems, and they've all been fairly competitive. But if we look at Trump's 3 elections, each time he's managed to go up just a little bit more, starting at 46, then 48, and now he's over 49. Meanwhile, the Dems have also shed a little bit of support. If that same pattern holds up in the next election, it would seem like the Republicans would be able to flip it. But in a post-Trump world, all bets are off. And this county did vote for Republican candidates prior to Obama. We're going to have to see if those days come back yet again, or if the Dems can win it for a 6th consecutive time. 2 counties left. Let's go to number 2. This is going to be in Tennessee. This is Haywood County, and this is close to the southwestern part of the state. It's about an hour northeast of Memphis. The overall population here is the lowest yet. It's at 17,864. Let's take a look at the demographics. Here we've got a majority black population at 50.3. The white population is at 43. Hispanic at about 4.7. And the overall population here used to be a lot higher. It was over 27,000 in 1940. So over the decades, it's dropped off. Let's take a look at the last election. We've got Donald Trump at 49.4. Pretty good stuff, except Harris got 49.77. Here we've got a much longer streak for the Dems. It's blue going all the way back through Jimmy Carter in 1976. And as recently as 2012, it went 20 points for Obama, the Democrat. Then in 2016, Hillary went all the way down to 54.3. Biden went down about a half a point more. Then Harris sank an additional 4 points. That's gotten this county all the way to about dead even in just 3 or 4 elections. So this was Trump's second best county that he was unable to win. We've got 1 left. The absolute best county for Trump that Harris captured is going to be back in New York. We've got Essex County. And this is in the northeastern part of the state. This is up in the Adirondacks. And the population here is 37,381. Let's take a look and see who lives in this county. The racial makeup is 90.2% white, black at 1.6, and Hispanic at 2.6. Again, the current household income and education data is not here on Wikipedia, but we can see the overall population. For the most part, in recent decades, it's been steady, but it did drop off a bit between 2010 and 20. So this is not the kind of place that's seen a recent population explosion or a dramatic decline. It's kind of tucked away from things upstate, so it might be a good place to see what voters are like up there. Let's go down here. Here, we've got Trump at 49.56. Almost 50%, but it was actually Harris with the majority at 50.06. That's the most support Trump got in any county that he still lost. But here we've got another interesting voting pattern. The margin is narrower than it was in 2020, but in 2016, this county voted for Trump. Now, a lot of that is probably going to be because of the higher third-party presence. That's at 8.7%. Before that, they easily voted for Obama. He got 58.5 in 2012. Before that, this county supported Bush 2 times. Then it voted for Clinton in 96. So for a little while here, this county was a national bellwether. That streak snapped here in 24. Now before the 90s, this was a solidly Republican county with one exception, that's going to be Lyndon Johnson at 64. But Republicans routinely got into the 60s or 70s prior to that. So they're not a stranger to voting Republican here. And to me, this seems like a place that would be more open to supporting a classic or establishment type Republican. Trump might not be the ideal fit here like he is in places in the Rust Belt, but you never know what's going to happen next time. Every election is going to be unique, and this county was most definitely up for grabs in 24. So if we go back to the map of the 5 counties, we've got 2 in New York, 1 in North Carolina, 1 in Tennessee, and 1 in Wisconsin. And just like we saw in the video of the 5 best counties for Harris that she lost, we've got a good mix of different demographics here and different population sizes. There's a range here. Some of them have a very high white population, some of them just a plurality, some of them way over 100,000 voters, some way under. But none of these are exactly way out in the middle of nowhere, hours from major cities. Usually they're close enough but still have their own kind of feel. The most dramatic movement we saw was Greene County in Wisconsin. That's that classic driftless area, Rust Belt territory, that voted for Obama twice but then moved hard toward Trump. Now, all these counties were won by Harris, but a couple of them did vote for Trump in the past. But the one thing that's for sure is they all did get even narrower comparing 2020 to 24. They're so narrow that if Trump just did about 1 or 2 tenths of a point better and Harris did about 1 or 2 tenths worse, then Trump would have just about flipped all of these counties. You could say the same thing for Harris in those counties that she came close to winning but still lost. But the big difference between those counties and these counties is, again, they all moved a little bit toward Trump. So anything could happen in the next election. But so far in the 2 videos I've done on this, you'd much rather be Trump or the Republicans compared to Harris and the Dems. Maybe Trump is a unique figure and everything changes. But we'll see what happens next time. But for now, these are the best 5 counties for Trump that he lost. So let me know in the comments. Do you live in or near any of these 5 counties? What do you think about the demographics or the income or education? How about their proximity to major cities? And what about the electoral trends we saw over the past couple of decades? Let me know what you think down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.